Chiefs news, analysis, and opinion every day. So I wanted to take some time today to do something that is interesting, possibly pedantic, but interesting to me, because what we got, and look, I'm going to just put this out there now, we got some things to do with betting. I don't bet. I'm not a gambler. I'm either not smart enough to be that dumb with my money or not dumb enough to be that smart with my money. I can't figure it out, but neither of those things apply to me. I'm not a gambling guy. Can't do it. But the thing that you can really count on the Vegas type numbers for is an honest opinion to get action. This doesn't mean that they think the Kansas City Chiefs will win 11.5 games. It means that 11.5 is the number that you have to put the over-under for the Kansas City Chiefs win total in order to get the most action. The most action drives the most betting. The most betting means that eventually the odds play out in the favor of Vegas / wherever your gambling institution of choice resides. But what I wanted to do is read this article's sort of reasoning for the over-under. Then we're going to take a look at the schedule itself, and then we're going to see if we can reverse engineer what it is that they're even talking about, or are they just blowing smoke? What is it about the Kansas City Chiefs that makes the over-under line 11.5? What needs to go right? Kansas City won 11 games by one score during the 2024 regular season, largely due to a defense that ranked second in PFF grade, 79.5, led by Chris Jones. Pardon me, I need to pull something up because this is going to be absolutely pertinent. Led by, Chris Jones. I know this is absolutely scintillating content, but I do apologize. Nick Bolton, Leo Chanel, and Trent McDuffie, all of whom rank among the top 32 at their respective positions heading into 2025. I actually didn't know that ranking when I talked about those players just yesterday. The team's success may again run through the defense. I think that is a very interesting choice of wording there, because I'm not sure that it will. What could go wrong? Of those 11 one-score wins, now, again, the over-under for the Chiefs in the 2025 season is 11.5. The Chiefs went 11-1 in one-score games last year. Just to put that out there. The Chiefs in 2024, 6 were decided on the final play of the game. This team can't rely on those games to swing their way again in 2025. Okay, this team can't rely on how many of those games to swing their way again in 2025? Any of them? You're telling me that the universe is going to take all of those wins back? Maybe. It's possible. The Kansas City Chiefs could go 0-17, just as the Chiefs could go 17-0. Now, there are a myriad of possibilities betwixt those two records, and those numbers are all infinitely more likely than either 0-17 or 17-0. How many of those one-score games do the Chiefs have to give back this season, or are you just making things up and saying them? Without All-Pro guard Joe Thuney in the lineup and with questions at both tackle positions, offensive regression may be in store this season. PFF's simulation model projects an average of 10.8 wins for the Chiefs, meaning that according to PFF, the correct over-under would have been 10.5. That would have been that's what I'm saying, though. The betting odds do not care about the sort of actual numbers at play. The betting odds care only about what brings in the most interest. So that difference of one, if PFF projected it at 10.8, meaning that the over-under was 10.5, who is betting on Patrick Mahomes to win fewer than 11 games? That is an interesting bet. Because I don't think it'd be very many people. I think all of the action would be on the upside to that number. All of a sudden, when a person places a bet, Vegas has to take the opposite side of that bet. And now the entire institution is burning because Patrick Mahomes won 14 games again. PFF projection under 11.5 wins. Under 11.5 wins. They're saying the Chiefs are going to lose 6 games. They're saying the Chiefs are going to lose 6 games. Is it possible? Yes. 1,000% is possible. Is that where you want to put your money? Again, I don't know if I'm too smart to be that dumb with my money or too dumb to be that smart with my money. Either way, I'm not betting on Patrick Mahomes to win fewer than 10.8 games. So here's the schedule, and I wanted to go through this very conservatively and just see where we are. Now, early season with the Chargers, I'm going to put that as a win for the Kansas City Chiefs. Philadelphia, week 2, let's just go conservative. Okay, guys, don't roast me. We're going conservative just to prove a point. We'll say the Chiefs start 1-1. New York Giants. We have every reason to believe that the Chiefs will win that game. Baltimore Ravens. This we could go conservative and say they lose. I don't think, even conservatively, what you're doing is assuming that the team can't get up. The team can't get up for the Ravens, hosting the Ravens. 1 month into the season, the Kansas City Chiefs are already too tired. 1 month into the season, Patrick Mahomes starts losing to the Ravens. I just don't see it happening. I'm going to mark it as a win. Even conservatively, I think we can take some of those games and count them as wins. The Jaguars, I think this is a game that we can count as a win. Detroit Lions, again, we're going conservative. So we're going to mark that as a loss just to have it out there. Raiders, going to tell you up front, the Raiders are going to be the one team in the division that I'm going to count on the Kansas City Chiefs to sweep. I'm going to split with the Broncos and split with the Chargers just to have it out there. Washington, you think Patrick Mahomes in true Michael Jordan fashion is going to lose to the new Patrick Mahomes? I don't think so. Buffalo, we'll just say, hey, Josh Allen continues that regular season dominance over Patrick Mahomes. Then we'll say they're going to get into a swoon. We'll say they lose their first game against the Broncos. Again, is this what I think is definitely going to happen? No. But I think that it's healthy to go through this and say, let's take some bumps for the Chiefs. What about the Colts? I don't like their quarterback situation. I think this is a win. What about the Cowboys? I like their quarterback situation less than I like the Colts situation. That is a win. What about Houston? Could be tough, but I do think that the Chiefs beat them twice last year. I think the Chiefs will beat them this year. We will split with the Chargers just to have it out there. Then we have a win against the Titans with the curse of a certain cornerback, a win against the Broncos to split it, and then finishing the season sweeping the Raiders. Now, I think we can agree this is a very conservative type of estimate. Now, is it still the Kansas City Chiefs losing only, was it 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going 12-5. Basically losing everything that they could, everything that is reasonable, except for the Ravens game. So that's 12-5 right there. So, according to this article, we have to find 2 more losses on this schedule to make things where PFF projects. So I guess the easy thing to do would be to flip the Ravens game. And what else do we want to flip? I mean, Houston, maybe, I guess. We'll flip Houston. So you're telling me that for your over-under to actually garner the type of traction that it needs, the Chiefs have to split with 2 of their division foes, something that does not happen very often. You can look through the annals of time on that. Have to lose to the upstart Houston Texans, who struggled towards the end of last year. Have to lose to Buffalo again. Have to lose to the Detroit Lions. Have to lose to the Baltimore Ravens. And have to lose to the Philadelphia Eagles. Have to lose every competitive game that they play. The Chiefs have to lose all the big-time games in which they find themselves during the 2025 season. Now, let me tell you, again, as I pulled up on my phone something that I will need, why that is so very ridiculous. Patrick Mahomes, in his rookie season, played 1 game. Well, guys, he won it. Patrick Mahomes, in his first full season as a starter, 2018, played 16 games. He won 12 of them. We remember that defense. He won 12 games with that defense. The next season, 11-3 as a starter. He had that brief injury, remember, where everyone was absolutely convinced that the universe had only given the Kansas City Chiefs a phenomenal quarterback in order to take him away. That was the only reason I was on that bus. 11 games in 14, his second full season as a starter. But it was downhill from there because in 2020, he played 15 games and only won, what does that say? 14 of them. 14 wins in 15 tries during the season of 2020. Okay, well, maybe it's not going to happen all the time. You know where this is going, by the way. I just have to gloat on it because 2021, a bit of a down season here in Kansas City. 12-5 for Patrick Mahomes as a starter, 17 games, a 12-5 record. The next season, 2022, a bit of a return to form, 14-3. And his worst season ever in 2023. His worst season as a starter. He played just 16 games of 17, missed an entire game. I think that might have had something to do with an extra bye week. But regardless, a career low for Patrick Mahomes in 2023, 10 wins. The career low for Patrick Mahomes in a full season of starting is 10 wins. You're trying to draw me into action for what might be the most loaded skilled position groups Patrick Mahomes has ever had. Not the most top-end heavy. No, not the most top-heavy. I agree with that. Tyreek Hill, definitely better than any of the wide receivers currently on the roster. Travis Kelce, certainly more of a safety blanket than any of the players currently on the roster. Prime Kareem Hunt in that mix, certainly. But then we have last season. Oh, yeah. So 10-6, that year that they went 10-6, terrible record, right? 10-6, double-digit wins for Patrick Mahomes. And they ended the season in awful fashion, winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, hard. What a rough life here in Kansas City. 2024, not a Super Bowl victory, right? A down year here in Kansas City. The Chiefs merely attended the Super Bowl. One might say they got whooped. That's fair. But 15 wins in the regular season for Patrick Mahomes. And you want me to put action on the line at 11.5 games? Oh, I'll take the over, baby. I'll take the over all day, every day. That is all I have for this video. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other Kansas City Chiefs fans. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, the Chiefs are the only thing I talk about on this channel, dropping multiple videos every single week. And as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.